All right, so here's how you're going to make the hole block. The first thing we need to do is make the block. All right, so I'm just going to real quickly make this block. So as I'm looking at it from this drawing, it looks like it's 3 inches tall. And it doesn't tell me how long it is in the drawing that I'm giving you. So I'm going to go ahead and make it, let's see, I'm going to make it 6 inches long. That'll give me plenty of room for the holes. All right, and then I'm going to give it a depth of 2. And you can see my display is a little different. I'll change it to shaded so it looks like yours. And then on the top of the block, I need to place the location of my holes. So this is a little bit new here. I'm going to create a sketch on top of the block. And I don't know why it rotated around, but keep it the same orientation. So I'm going to add center marks here, or points. So points are used for holes. So points are used to locate the holes. So it's kind of a two-step process. So I'm going to line up the points with the middle of the part. So you'll notice I get this midpoint icon. It looks like a triangle. And then I'm just going to place 4 points. And then I will dimension them from the right or the left side of the part here. And your drawing doesn't really give you any dimensions. I'm just going to dimension them just to put them in a certain spot because I want you to kind of get used to making sure everything is where you want it to be. So I'm going to dimension these in a way that it's going to make sure it leaves enough space for all the holes, but you can put whatever dimensions you want in. What I'm really looking for is for you to make holes that match the hole node. So I'm just leaving a little bit more space for this hole because it's going to be a little bigger on top. All right, and if you space a little differently, that's fine. All right, so now that I finished the sketch, you'll see that I have these points where holes are going to be located. And now I'm going to use the hole feature. So when I click on hole, I get this whole window that pops up. Sometimes you might have to click on the flyout tab here to open it up. And it's going to ask me where I want to make a hole. So I'm going to click on this point. And it looks really big right now because I have to change some of the details of that hole. So right now, you can see that I have a simple hole. If I wanted it to be a counter bore, I would click on counter bore or countersink, and I could change the type of hole. Where it says tap type, that's for putting threading inside of it. We'll learn about that later. But if you wanted to put threading and cut that threading in so you could like thread a bolt in there, you could do that. But we're not doing that quite yet. And then if you want it to be flat on the end or angled, you can choose that. Doesn't matter for this activity which one you choose. All right, so this first one's going to be a simple hole. And the note says that it's 0.5 diameter. So here's the diameter. And it says that it goes through. So where it says extents, that's going to give me a distance that I can type in. Right now it says 1.5. Or I could click on all, and then it goes all the way through the whole thing. So if I have that note that says through, that just means it goes all the way through. And then I hit OK. And you'll notice that this hole now goes all the way through. You'll also notice that all my points went away. So I have to go to sketches, and I need to make visible my sketch that had all the points on it. Now I could make a new sketch and make a new point if I wanted to, but if I'm gonna have a pattern of holes, I'd like to make them all in one sketch. So that's why I'm just making the sketch visible, and now I can make another hole. I can go to my next one. The next one shows that it's not a through hole. So I want a distance selected. It's a counter bore. And I'm going to take that hole node information. It looks like the overall diameter is 0.375. And it looks like the depth of the hole, overall depth is 2. And the counterbore diameter is 0.75. And the counterbore depth is 0.5. All right, so you can see that this one does not go through because it's a blind hole. And if you wanted to see what it looked like on the inside, you go to inspect. I'm going to click on section analysis. I can grab onto this surface and I can see what the inside of my part looks like. So it's like cutting into the inside. So you can see here what my counterbore looks like. That's what it's supposed to look like. So that's what you should be getting. You don't have to do this section. I'm just showing you what it looks like. So you're going to do 2 more holes to finish off this activity. So it's probably not going to take you very long. All right. When you're done, you're just going to share a link with me and turn it in. So you're just making that block with 4 holes. When you're done with that, a lot of you still need to submit your documentation for your project from last week. So try to get that wrapped up. All right. Any questions? Set. All right. Let's get to work. All right. My name is White. And make like 5 circles, 1 circle. I think you. 5 circles. Sure. So, maybe you everything. Here's what the screen is.